Hi, SOTY family.
Welcome to the SOTY Show.
Welcome back to another podcast.
We've been having a little bit of a controversy.
Yes. We can't decide.
We can't decide something. Well, I think Jamie thinks one thing and I think the other, to be honest with you.
Really?
So, we suck at raising kids, apparently. But we've been deciding.
Speak for yourself.
Trying to decide which is harder, raising teenagers or raising toddlers.
And I wouldn't say yeah, maybe we do we
not
say
teenagers.
toddlers.
Teenagers and not teenagers.
Yeah, the
Teens
younger
and toddlers, though, look at that. That's a great title for this
Teens
video.
and toddlers. Teens versus toddlers. And I would say we don't have any toddlers in our house now. So we need to think back at toddler stage. And toddlers, I think, is anywhere from 2 to, I don't know. Do you say like 2 to 5? What's
2
harder?
to, let's say 12.
Oh, toddlers 2 to 12.
Yeah, we're giving it 2 to 12.
That is definitely not toddler
And then
age.
teenagers, we'll say anything that has a teen in it.
Really?
That's our category.
You wanna throw in the preteens in there?
Yeah, preteens go with the toddlers. Okay, fine. We'll just stick with toddlers. So
I think
7.
Yeah, 7.
Parker's still kind of, no, Blake's still kind of a toddler.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Okay.
We'll count it.
Fine. Teens versus toddlers. And I'm pretty convinced that Jamie thinks teens are harder, but
Yes.
I think toddlers are way harder than teens.
What? Really?
So you tell me, why do you think teens are harder?
Okay, so teens are harder because you have lost control of them.
So that's also why they're easier.
Because you've lost control of
It's like,
them.
okay, whatever, I guess. Do your thing.
Okay, so
About a loving parent.
yes. So maybe someone that's just this is sitting there and like, whatever, I don't have to do anything for you, so that's
Good luck.
easier.
Hey, I mean, I guess it depends on what our role as parents is. Is it to keep them alive? Then definitely teens might be a little bit easier. I would
Okay,
say.
to help them become successful, good people in life and just...
I mean, do you really think we have any decision making with those type of things? Like, our kids are born, and I swear they come out with a personality, and
It's
that
true.
is what they are.
And that's why it's really hard when they're teens.
And when they're toddlers, though, they don't understand their personality. They're just like, ah, and then run around like little monsters. I just went upstairs to get a glass of water and got asked 17 different questions, yelled at and cried at. Was it by a teenager? The answer is no, it was by a toddler.
Okay, but then you have teenagers that are just like decaying in their bedrooms,
That's true.
not contributing
We have one that might be decaying in the bedroom right now.
at all whatsoever.
I think those two teenagers are hanging out today, though. I don't know what they're doing, which is another downturn. Is they just do things sometimes.
So we had a teenager literally back into someone's car the other day.
Yeah, that's true.
Teenagers cost a lot more money than toddlers do.
Oh, that's a different discussion.
And I think that's harder.
Okay.
That also goes into like...
Okay, I'll give you that.
They
That's a point towards
They
the
cost
teenagers.
more money.
Cost way more money.
Way more money, hands
But think
down.
about stuff that toddlers do. So, I've said this before, but the only time, like, if I get spoken to by toddlers, if like an adult spoke to me like that, I would punch him in the face. Like, I have never been spoken to the way and with the harshness and the evilness that comes out of a toddler's mouth to your face. Like, if another man said that to me, I'd be like, we're fighting.
Okay, then they also have their moments where they're super cute.
Okay, that's true.
Teenagers, not one cute moment.
Wow, but you have proud moments. Like graduating from high school.
Yeah, but you also have not so proud moments. Give or
of-
take, they have their own
Yeah, but I mean, when I'm
personality.
changing a dump in someone's pants, I don't feel like I'm super stoked about that either. You have to wipe their poop. Can you say that on YouTube? Probably not.
You
have to
probably
wipe their stuff. I don't do that for teenagers.
Did you do it a lot for toddlers though? Either
Enough to know that I don't like it.
it is not good.
And the worst is like smelling your finger after that.
Why would you do that?
So make sure your hand's clean.
That's so gross. I don't even know why you're saying that. I don't even know why you're saying that.
I'm pointing out that toddlers are tough to have.
We've been through the toddler stage.
So what are some things that teenagers
6
have done
times
in our
now.
household that have bothered you so
Teenagers,
much?
is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Teenagers? Okay, so,
Curfew is one that's been driving me crazy lately.
okay, curfew. Having to
Enforce a curfew.
enforce a curfew. I feel like kind of just not wanting to be a part of the family. So toddlers want to be
That's
around
true.
you, and they're there, which,
Sometimes too much.
yeah, but teens, they're like, don't even want to be a part
Yeah,
of the
we have
family
teenagers
sometimes.
that legitimately, I don't think, know that we exist anymore.
Except for when they need money.
Yeah, except for when they need something.
Or food
and then
to
they need
eat.
it right then also,
Yes.
which is just like a toddler. That's kind of a balance. That's, I would say, a fair trade-off.
Okay.
I want!
Yeah, what's the difference between a toddler and a teenager when they're saying that? It's just the toddler looks cute sometimes.
Yeah, but the teenagers also can help with toddlers.
Okay, which teenagers?
Younger teenagers. No.
No, you were not helpful at
Steven's
all.
raising his hand over there. He has never babysat
Nope, not once.
legitimately in his life.
Nope.
Yeah, I have.
No, you
No.
have not.
Plenty of times.
Nope, you
I don't know
have
why
not.
you're even debating
It
this.
doesn't matter. I'm not a teenager.
Have you ever gotten, you are still a teenager, have you ever gotten on a game and played a game while you were
Oh, every time.
Every
No.
single
Have
time.
you
That's
ever
not
known
babysitting.
where the kids were during babysitting? No.
Yes.
At all
And lock 'em
times.
in the theater room.
Okay,
Locked
you're
in the
done.
theater room.
He's
Yeah,
done.
exactly.
He's done talking. Stop speaking. No.
Yeah.
So I feel like I do not have help from the teenagers at all. I don't have help cleaning the house. I don't have help doing chores, and I don't have help them taking care of the youngers. So,
I mean, they help. We went on a date just the other day, and we left them with teenagers.
okay, well, you're counting the barely teenager and the not teenager.
I mean, barely teenager. I don't know if that qualifies as not teenager.
Yeah.
That's
She'll
just being a
she'll very
teenager.
quickly. Okay, the two oldest teens that we have are not helpful.
Oh, I didn't say that anything about them. I just said I'm qualifying all teenagers. Steven, though, like he'll come and like help me lift things here and there or something if I ask. It takes him forever to come out. I don't know what he's doing.
Huh. Interesting. What is going on over there? What? Did you see that exchange?
I know. I don't know what's going on. It was off
I'm
camera.
just showing the camera too.
Oh.
Put him on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Guys,
He comes out and helps lift every now and then
Yes,
when
he'll
you need
lift
help with
things.
something. Nice.
I'm stronger than you.
Some kids, are obviously less needy than others, but toddlers, think about some of the things toddlers do. Okay, so we already went into not going to the bathroom on their own. That's a problem. We went into yelling at to your face really harsh things, like they hurt my feelings. And here's the thing that most people don't know about toddlers. Their fists fit inside of your eye socket. So when they hit you, even when they're playing, it's like getting punched in the eyeball. It's like, boom, clean shot to the eyeball. That's real pain. Probably worse than childbirth.
Oh my gosh, don't even talk about that right now. Jared, you currently have a toddler. Is she hard? Really?
What does he know? He's like a teenager trying to take care of her. Where is she right now?
I could say the same for all dads.
Could say the same for your teenager.
I don't know. I still think teens I feel way more stress. Like
The consequences are bigger, you think?
Handling their situations in life come with a lot more stress and bigger consequences than like a 4-year-old, 3-year-old, 2-year-old. They do something, their consequence is minute compared to what a teenager can do.
I wonder if it's really our bad parenting of toddlers makes them bad teenagers.
I feel like I could fix a toddler's problem better than I could fix a teenager's problem.
That's true. If a teenager's having a problem, depending on what it is, it's harder to fix a teenager's problem than it is
I feel like
a
I gave
toddler's
great
problem.
Only
advice.
because they don't want to listen to it.
Yeah. Like a toddler's problem is going to be something that you can easily, once you figure out what it is, but you can be like, oh, let's get you something to eat. Let's distract you with this. Let's do this. Let's do that. And yeah, you do have to put a lot of time and effort into them, kind of like that. But it's like, okay, we'll fix that and you're fine. But like a teenager has a problem, that's not going away.
Like they don't have friends or something.
Yeah, like if
Okay.
if they're going through an issue, that's like more than just here's a simple fix.
I feel like parents can't control it, can't fix it for them.
Yeah.
for the teenagers as easy as.
And then you have to
all the problems for your.
I feel like I gave great advice to teenagers.
I feel like maybe they don't feel that it's maybe that great of advice.
I mean, I tried to help Derek once when he was a teenager.
Yeah. Well, I just don't think that it's probably
He didn't take my advice.
The best advice. So I'm just saying I think it's a lot harder dealing with teenagers.
But a teenager you can like have a conversation with, where like a toddler, there's no like it's like the brain's off. You're like saying something.
Can you have a conversation with the teenager?
I feel like there's multiple times I've had a conversation with specific teenagers that it is like the brain is off. Like I am talking and it's like not received. What you were saying to me, not received. Like, hey, you know what would be great if you have a lot of time right now. If you want to be able to go hang out with friends and stuff later, let's just get your room cleaned. Let's organize it. Kind of go through this stuff, put it away.
Steven, is your bed made right now?
Steven, is your bed made right now?
He is shaking his head no.
No. But I'm like, I can have that conversation with them. They'd be like, yeah, that's great. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's like, okay, go ahead and do that. And then it's like
Here's
a week later,
question.
not done.
Who's the bigger liar, teenagers or toddlers? This is a tough question. I just went upstairs and was told, I opened the trash and there's a full Pop-Tart with a teeny tiny bite out of it. So clearly a toddler bite. And no, I didn't do that. Absolutely, I didn't do that. But also, we've had ice cream situations that have caused major rifts in this household.
And that is a teenager.
If you're sneaking ice cream, you're a teenager.
You're a teenager.
So, who's the bigger liar?
Teenagers.
Really?
Teenagers are bigger liars.
Toddlers lie about a lot of stuff.
I feel like toddlers don't know yet.
You're just overcompensating because they're cuter.
I don't think toddlers know yet what lying can get, like how they can get out of it. So a lot of times, like, yeah, I did that. They're very like.
I don't know.
Does Isabel lie, Jared?
Yes.
Yeah, Isabel blatantly ignores things that people say. Isabel does it on purpose. She is hilarious, by the way. Her and Haley are two of my nieces, and they're my two favorite nieces. Sorry, rest of you nieces, because of this specific.
Because they lie?
Trait. Not lie. This isn't lying. But like, I'll be like, hey, let's not go in that room over there. Both of them will just turn and walk directly to that room. It was like, I told them the opposite of whatever I say.
So you do
they're just going to do the opposite.
You do
and
know,
they look at you like, please. You like, do you have any say in what I'm going to do.
What those teenagers become, or what those toddlers become. What type of teenagers they become. Because I had
sweet ones.
I had specific.
Isabel's gonna be a sweetheart.
I had specific toddlers. I had specific toddlers.
That was brutal.
Just like that. I had specific toddlers just like that.
Yeah, but Isabel does it with a little bit of a smirk. Taylor would do it with like, I hate your guts, and I'm going to do the opposite of what you're saying. Isabel's kind of like,
you could go back.
Watch me.
You could go back and look at pictures. You could go back and look at pictures of
it's like
Taylor,
a sarcastic
and you're
move
like,
she's doing.
this girl is.
She kind of like smiles at you as she's doing it. I'm like, wow, that's really happening right now. She's going to just go. I'm like, hey, no one touch this cake. Oh, yeah? Her and Haley are both. Haley doesn't give the smirk. She'll just do it.
No. I'm just saying, it'll be fun teenagers. They'll be fun teenagers. And they will be worse than when they were toddlers.
Steven was like the same as a toddler as a teenager.
Yes, that's true.
Boring.
Boring and not very helpful, but we'll do the bare minimum when he's asked.
What did I do?
He's like, I thought you guys were being nice to me right now. No.
I don't know, what kind of toddler were you? And what kind of teenager were you? You haven't caused many problems, Steven.
Like I said, boring.
You haven't been that helpful, though, either.
Wow. He lifts stuff for me sometimes.
That's nice.
What was your question? You asked a question.
What kind of toddler or teenager were you?
Me?
Yeah.
I was an angel my whole life.
Sure.
My mom says I was a really nice toddler, but I don't know if she remembers.
I don't think she remembers.
I think I was probably a decent toddler, and I was a fairly difficult teenager.
I was a pretty demanding, I think, toddler when I was younger. Like, I required more attention maybe, but was a really good teenager.
See, I wasn't difficult as in, like, my parents didn't think I was hard, but I was not always doing awesome things because I thought I was an adult.
Did you lie more as a toddler or as a teenager?
I mean, I don't even remember being a teenager, barely.
Right.
I'm not sure I really was.
I don't know. I think toddlers still are way easier.
I think I was a horrible toddler and a pretty good teenager.
I'd agree with that. Not horrible. You were just wild, right? That's not the same
Wild.
as horrible.
No, energy, lots
People
of
give
energy.
kids
and
with energy a bad rap sometimes.
Yeah. I was a pretty well-behaved kid pretty much throughout.
I mean, I heard stories about you going to bed that sound horrific.
That's a, like, infant baby. That's what they're talking about.
I don't know.
Having to rock to sleep.
As a teenager, chasing me with a hockey stick. So
Yeah,
because you were an awful
heard about your
kid.
abuse.
great teenager.
You were an awful kid.
And she was over here talking about Steven babysitting.
Dirty looks. I remember dirty looks on like
I don't
videos
think-
of you at like other people's birthday parties. You're just like, I wish this person didn't exist.
Right.
Not me. I was super excited to have brothers.
Sure.
Being the oldest is a whole nother conversation.
Nah. I don't even know.
We can go into all that too.
We could, being the oldest. But the problem is that we're both the oldest, so
Oldest
we're both
versus
going to
middle
agree with it.
versus youngest.
Yes. We need to get some people on here that are middle
We
children.
just need to interview them and ask them all the same questions. We need to do it like a setup. We don't tell them what we're doing, and we ask them questions. We'll interview them, and they like answer, and we're just kind of like point out afterwards. We'll have a
What's
discussion.
the
about what
difference
they did-
between the
what
youngest,
they did.
middle children, and oldest?
Do a lie detector test.
Yep. I don't know. I just still think, I think I've heard people say, a lot of people and parents that are older, like when they're watching like a young parent kind of deal with, you know, the toddler stage and stuff, and they're in that, like, I think you do kind of lose yourself, at least as a mom, when you have young kids, because it's really hard because all your focus just goes towards them and stuff. And then they get older, and then you probably can start doing more things for yourself, a little bit more hobbies and stuff like that. But I feel like the worrying of them, it doesn't get easier. I feel like it's just,
Did
you
think
have
were
more
gonna be, like,
time, but it's
more
harder.
Friends with your teenagers than you are.
no. I never had that perception of being like friends with my kids. Like,
I thought my kids
oh,
would
buddy,
like me,
let's go.
You know, but they don't.
See, I think having a toddler is
They do love you.
takes more time. So having a toddler, I think, would take more time. So if we're talking about time,
Yes.
toddlers would take
Time, energy,
time,
that kind of
energy,
stuff.
yes.
For
But
sure, toddlers. I say.
mental, I think teenagers are probably harder. But but I can see myself freeing up time having a teenager a little bit,
Yeah.
depending,
Depending.
depending. But because the toddlers are like they need time.
And it is
all the
a
time.
different level of thing because it is like it's like stress level. I guess
Yeah.
the stress is higher with a teenager.
And I feel like
And that's what I look
being
at
a
more
parent,
physical.
being a parent to a toddler could be a little bit more rewarding when they're like, hey, like you can have an issue and they can be yelling at you and stuff, but then also they can come in and be like, I love you and,
They're-
and do
Sour
this
Patch Kids.
and like
They're
right.
Sour Patch Kids and teenagers. just
Sour Patch Kids
sour.
like candies.
Yes.
Yeah.
The commercials?
They get sweet. They're
Oh,
sour
there's
at first and then they
commercials?
get sweet.
sour and sweet. You never seen the commercials?
I don't watch commercials.
All right, but Sour Patch
That's
Kids,
why-
yeah, they're
dude,
sour
you
and then
filled
they're
out those
sweet.
surveys in that last game we played.
Oh goodness.
But they'll end up, you know, they'll draw you pictures or be like, oh, and like
They're definitely
want you
cuter
to
and
be
sweeter.
want you to feel good, and they feel bad if you're upset about something. But teenagers, nope,
Steven's over here just like frowning.
none of that.
Steven, do you love your mom?
Of course I know my mom.
We
That didn't
we
sound very
we had a
genuine.
video that we did on Steven's video, and I think it was like a lie detector test, and it was something about like, I don't know, what was it, gifts that you gave your mom or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, Steven's never given me a gift. And he's like, yeah, I have. And I was like, name a gift that you have given me. And he's like,
As a toddler, he probably made some
and so
stuff.
he's like, oh, I think I drew something. And I'm like, yeah, in like preschool that someone had you do. So yes, I did get gifts from Steven when he was a toddler, and he made something for me. But after that, not one gift
That's
for
true.
my son, for my teenager. So
Taylor gave me like a mug or something. Taylor likes to give gifts.
she wants the money that you give her the money, and then she'll buy you a gift.
I mean, yeah,
So there's that.
there is that. But she's a little bit more gift giving.
Yeah. I'm just saying in general, toddlers, you get more out of that relationship a little bit.
I still think the time and the energy of a toddler, I would trade for doing a teenager. But then I think about it like you do feel a little bit more overwhelmed when it's a teenager and there's like a mistake. You're like, oh crap.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
So I guess the question would be, the output is, would you, Jamie, rather skip the teenager stage and have the toddler stage? And would you, Steve, rather skip the toddler stage and just have a teenager?
No, toddlers forever. I would have my kids I would have my kids stop growing. But that's solely on cuteness.
I know, but you have that. You have that when it's hard. You still have the cuteness.
Like
teenager,
it's like
you just have the
dog.
heart.
Like, once Duncan grew up, I was like, I have no interest in this thing anymore.
Poor Duncan. I agree with you.
It was cute for like 5 days.
I know. A little bit longer than that. But that's my whole reasoning. I would keep my kids toddlers.
No, I mean,
and skip the teenager stage.
There's not
all day long.
I do enjoy a little bit of the freedom and stuff though that teenagers can, because you don't have to worry. You can leave them at home. You can do things like that. But then sometimes you do that, and then
Can you leave them at home?
and sometimes you leave them at home, and then you end up being really upset at them.
I mean, I guess legally you can leave them at home, but the repercussions are the same as leaving a toddler at home as leaving a teenager at home. So
actually, that might be a good question. If you leave a
legally
toddler at home,
we'd have to do a full video.
A teenager at home,
what is worse?
Which would be more destroyed of the house?
Yeah, or just which would be
a bad decision. We have to get specific because it was like Parker as a toddler, like she'll rip this place in 3.
I know, but can you imagine Parker now as a teenager? Maybe it'd be just
she'd just sit there on her iPad or whatever and not move.
Her phone or iPhone.
But as a toddler, she's burning this thing down.
I don't know.
Taylor's just going to lay in her room. She's not going to destroy anything.
No.
She'll eat everything out of the fridge. All teenagers do that. I say not just Taylor. All teenagers just eat everything.
Yep.
No regard, and then lie about that.
Yep.
Steven.
I do not lie. I misread.
That's not true. He has lied plenty of times about eating our food. I know it.
Yeah.
I openly
That's a sense. The ice cream is a sensitive topic around this house.
Is.
We've had some serious
ice cream thieves.
Ice cream situations.
And it's not a toddler doing it.
That is not toddlers because you have to get a spoon.
It's not a toddler.
And put the ice cream back.
Anytime that things have been stolen, like food that I've had or like things that I've bought that are taken, like makeup and stuff, that is not when my kids are toddlers. My stuff was my stuff. When they became teenagers, when they became teenagers,
I can think of several instances of toddlers just destroying your makeup area.
Keeping them out of reach, they can't. Okay. I'm saying just taking your stuff.
Yeah. Jamie used to have clothes and that kind of stuff.
Taking your stuff as their own. I've lost clothes.
Steven doesn't steal my clothes.
I've taken.
He does steal my deodorant and my toothbrush.
Oh gosh. What? That's disgusting, Steven. No, I've gotten more things stolen and taken from me, and just like that's yours, now it's mine. When
I'm
I've had
steal
teenagers.
all Steven's stuff when he leaves, so.
Nice.
He's got 2 sets of Jordans just like displayed in his room and wear them every day.
We're going halfsies on things.
Your feet are too big. They won't work. I can fit.
Guess the benefit of having small feet.
Steven has women's shoes.
I'll admit, teenagers are difficult. I'm not saying they're not. I just like that I can be like, go away. Is that just because I'm a bad parent? Maybe it's not that I prefer one or the other. Maybe I just prefer to be a crappier parent.
Nice.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
I get to watch like cool movies with teenagers. Can't do that with a toddler, or else they run upstairs and tell mom.
Nice.
That's happened in our house recently. I want to watch the Merman movie. What does derelict mean?
Hey, can you not?
This is a true story. I watched it with a teenager. He didn't run up to mom and tell all the stuff that mom probably didn't want to watching in that movie. But
why'd you give me that glare?
But the toddler, straight upstairs.
I don't know why this conversation is even happening.
Comparing toddlers and teenagers.
It is part of the topic, actually.
This is on topic.
I'm like, are we going to have to edit out of it? Are we getting to edit things out?
This actually is on topic.
I know, but I'm like wondering how we're editing,
Steve, hey,
how we're going to edit this out right now.
Let's get back on topic when he actually is on topic.
I don't know, I'm not changing my stance. I really do feel like toddlers are just easier.
It's like cuteness.
If I had to if there was a situation placed on me,
what if one of our teenagers
you
wanted
have
to
to
cuddle with
adopt? If they were like, you have to adopt a kid, like I didn't have a choice, and they're like, you have an option, a teenager or a toddler. Pick a toddler any day.
I mean, teenager might be just for a couple years.
I'm adopting.
If you get a toddler, they have to become teenagers too.
And then you
Teenagers
ask
don't
parents,
become
You
toddlers.
ask parents with adult children, they say it gets even worse. So.
Oh, that's gonna be easy for me, I think.
Okay.
Out of sight, out of mind. These kids are on their own.
You think they're going to be on their own?
No.
They won't be on their own.
Well, I don't know.
Have you agreed with me?
Am I changing my stance?
Yes. Are you changing your stance?
I mean, it depends on what the conversation comes down to.
Toddlers are easier. That's what it comes down to.
I think toddlers are more difficult to deal with,
Toddlers are more time. Teenagers are more
but
stress.
I do think the teenagers are more stressful. If I had to pick, like, hey, which one are you going to be? Are they going to stay forever? I'm 100% picking toddler, though. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts in there. So I kind of agree with you there.
Definitely
But-
does count. Yeah, if you're picking them to stay something away forever and you're picking toddler, they are slightly easier than
They're cuter,
I
though.
would not want to pick
It's just the cutest
to have
thing.
teenagers forever. For them to be teenagers forever, that would be the worst. That'd be torture.
Just-
I think we're all on Team Toddler right
That
now.
would be torture.
Pure attitude.
That
Fine.
alone is the
On that
answer.
note, I will convert to being a teenager.
Okay, thank you. Teenagers are harder. So you guys hear that? When
Don't
you're
turn into
teenagers,
teenagers.
if you already are one, just be nice to your parents. Take it easy on them. It's
You
tough.
are rolling your eyes when you say you're not.
It's tough having teenagers. Just remember, your parents are doing this for the first time ever, too.
Yeah,
Living
we're just
life
trying
for
to
the
survive,
first time
too.
ever.
We were teenagers like yesterday.
Sure. Some of us were yesterday, some of us a little bit longer than that.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Thank you guys for watching today's podcast.
Are you calling me old?
Make sure you subscribe and watch every Wednesday where we post a new podcast. Give us a big thumbs up,
I don't feel that old.
and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.